I don't know if you know this artist. I mean, she's an international superstar by now. Her name is Doja Cat, and it's very interesting what happened with her. So wait, and I mean, what happened is not to me what is the crazy part. What is interesting to me is the implication. So she was, she says she's quitting music. She's being huge right now, and then all of a sudden, after she got frustrated by a lot of tweets from fans. When she was in Paraguay, and then she was in Brazil. What up, Kendrick? But she was in Paraguay, and she has this hit called "Say So," and then a lot of songs, and she was in Paraguay for a festival where there was a lot of other artists that were supposed to go there to perform. And apparently, the day of the show, it was raining like crazy. There was really a flood. Like there was like rain. It rained like crazy. And apparently, so she was in the middle of a tour. She had Brazil the next day, and on Paraguay on the 22nd, there was a huge storm that caused intense flooding. And apparently, the fans love her so much. So the super fans, hey, what up, Joel? The fans were all waiting in front of the hotel, even under the rain. So they were all there, like I don't know how many, but apparently there were a lot of her fans that were waiting in front of her hotel. Even if she was not going to the show because the whole festival got canceled. Apparently, Machine Gun Kelly, who's another artist that is huge, who was also in part of the lineup, he just took some Bluetooth headsets, Bluetooth speaker, and he just did a small, quick show in front of the people, in front of the hotel, just to show them that I'm here, I care. And apparently she stayed in her room, or maybe she was getting ready, or maybe, I don't know. But listen, the thing is this. When your show get canceled, when your show get canceled because of the rain or a storm or hurricane or something that is not it's not your fault. It's up to you to decide what you're gonna do. Yeah, you can go downstairs and talk to some of your fans. But you can also stay in your room, and maybe because you're disappointed, or maybe you don't know. And apparently, all her fans were waiting outside. So I don't know if I can wait. Doja Cat's fans waiting. Wait. Let me see if I can find some images of the fans waiting in front of the hotel. I don't know if I can find that. Times. Let me see. Yeah, also on that photo you can see more or less, apparently the fans were like in front of the hotel. But she says that she didn't really she didn't know that the fans were there, and so at a point, the next day, she goes to Brazil because it's the next stop on her tour. She's in Brazil, and then I think the next day she starts seeing tweets from all the fans saying, "Yeah, you didn't come, da 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 da. You don't care about your fans. We stay there all day, da da da, under the rain for you, da 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 da. What the fuck? We hate you, da 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 da." And then a lot of them started saying racist tweets. A lot of them were telling her that she didn't care about her fans because she didn't come outside under the rain to greet them. And then she start tweeting to the fans, "Oh, listen, I didn't see no fans." So the fans, they starts putting photos, because she said, "Hey, after the rain, I came out. And the next day in the morning, after the rain, I came out. I didn't see nobody." And the fans start telling her, "Yeah, of course, we stayed there all day, all night under the rain. And you were not there. You think we would come the next day?" And she was like, "Well, I mean, what? I have to catch up pneumonia for you? Do I have to catch up pneumonia to prove you something? And then I cannot do the rest of my shows? I'm on tour." Like, and it starts. So the thing is this: the fandoms are peculiar. Fandoms are very toxic. Like, you have all your fans, you call them, you know, the Beehive, the Barbs, the this, the that, the Cardis, the what's the name of it? The Bardies, or whatever the name is, the Kitties, everybody have the Shada gang, you know? But if you don't teach your fans that there's a limit to everything, especially those fans who are as connected to social media as these artists, meaning that those artists of this generation who are mega famous but have fans who have access to them, you know. Hi, Julie. Those, what up, Brunaro? These artists that have social media and all these fans who have access to you, and they start sending you all these messages, and those artists have a real problem because they don't know when to quit. Hello, Dalia. They don't know when to quit. You see what I mean? They don't know when it's time to leave social media and leave your management and those people try to handle the situation. You know, one day I was in Gabon, and I just did 3 shows. I was supposed to do 1 show at it was la foire de Libreville. I forgot exactly what was the name of that place, but I was supposed to do this show, and as I'm in my hotel room, what they tell me for my security was, you don't leave the hotel. You listen, there were girls so it was a hotel called Hotel Atlantique. The hotel had 4 elevators, and on every elevators there was groups of girls waiting to try to be in the elevator where I would go. So before I could take the elevator, even just to take the breakfast, I had a security of 4 people. 1 had to be downstairs, 2 had to be downstairs to make sure that nobody was there when I would come down, and 2 others have to go in the elevator first to make sure nobody was in the elevator, or to make people leave the elevator so I could go. And we would take a service elevator, you know, we would have to take a service. What up, Pizzo? We would have to take the service elevator to not meet the fans. And so it was me, my dancers, all guys. Of course, my dancer was like, yo, meet. Can we go to the elevator, get some girls? I was like, yeah, you guys, you do what you want. But me, I had clear assignment from my manager. She was like, hey, you stay in your room until I call you to tell you that security is in front of your door and you can go here. We have to go to do an interview, or we have to go eat or something. The rest of the time, you stay in your room. So at a point, I'm here and I'm bored in my room. And I just invent some problem. I'm like, I want some Cerelac. I just want to eat some Cerelac. And I call my dancers. I'm like, yo, come to my bedroom. So the three of them come to my room. And I'm like, yo, guys, I want some Cerelac. And they're like, yeah, but so what you want to do? I said, hey, listen, let's sneak out. Check if my security is there. And if they're not, let's sneak out. We just take the elevator quick. On the other side of the street, there's a small supermarket. We just go there. We grab some Cerelac and some milk. And we go back to the hotel so I can eat my Cerelac. So because we were all bored, because it was like, I think it was 3 p.m. and we had nothing to do until 9 p.m. The guys follow me on my stupid shit. And what happened? We crossed the street. We in the store buying the Cerelac. And then one fan saw me. And that one fan turned into 500 people. In 5 minutes, there was 500 people in front of the store. And then my dancer's like, okay, we have a problem. And this is like 2001, 2002. So we don't have cell phones to call the manager and tell, and not only we don't have cell phones in France, but we don't have cell phones, or maybe we had cell phones in France, but our phones didn't work in Gabon, in Libreville. So all we can do is ask the girl at the store, do you have like an exit? Because yeah, I'm a little famous and you see all these people, and there was 500 people, but they were very silent. They were super silent, but you could feel the excitation. Everybody was like, oh yes, that's him, yes. And he was about to explode. And listen, at that time, it's not like today. Today I go to the shopping, people will recognize me, people are gonna be like, oh Kaysha, like this is now it's respect. At that time, I'm in my 20s, and all these fans, they are between 15 and 20 something. And when I would go in Africa, it was hysteria at that time. And sometimes in show, I would come back with my arms with blood, because people would scratch, they would try to take something out of me. So 500 people would be super dangerous. So the woman tells us, yes, I have an outside exit that goes straight to the street, but you're gonna have to run. So one of my dancers is like, okay, listen, I'm gonna open the door. You're gonna go and you run. You cross the street right as soon as the light is red on the avenue. You just run to the hotel. One of the dancers go to the other side to the hotel just to tell the security that I've been out and they didn't see, and they have to make sure that once I arrive at the hotel, nobody can go after me. Listen, the way we run, and we had 500 people behind us, and yeah, we know it's fans, but actually this can be dangerous. And listen, we start running. We arrive at the hotel. Security was like, what the fuck are you doing? Take me to the elevator. Boom, go up. And after that, not only the security, yeah, listen, they got like scolded, but after that, they would stay, two people would stay in front of my room, and another 4 would stay down there. And even me and the dancers, we realized, oh, listen, that fame is on a level that we didn't even fathom. Like, you don't really realize that you are famous when you are famous. You didn't realize that you are important. You see what I mean? Like, you go to a dinner with one of your big fans, and for you it's just, yeah, listen, I'm just going to dinner with somebody who likes my music. But for that person, it might be one of the best day of their life. When for you, yeah, listen, it's a great day. I mean, hey, it's good karma to make somebody happy. For you, it's, you don't see yourself. I mean, some people see themselves as famous, like, but when you're like me, you don't really realize fame that much. So it makes you not really realize like how people are getting the fact that they're seeing you. And imagine we're in Africa. What up, Ellis? So now imagine on a level where those people are in the US. And that girl, she started receiving all these tweets from all these people. And the problem of the fans is like, they are so obsessed with you sometimes that when they're angry with you, where they're gonna go and how they're gonna insult you and how they're gonna start treating you when they're angry is at the same level as how much they love you. Like, and those people, like, there's a lot of crazy people out there as well. And you know, back in the days, all these 500 people that run after me, back in the days, those people didn't have Twitter, didn't have MySpace, didn't have nothing. So they saw you, they run after you. They didn't have phones to take photos with you, so they would need to have you know, those photographs that take photos. But the fact that I run, nobody could like do a photo with me or something, and I just went to the room. And after that, there were a lot of people that stayed under the hotel at the reception and at the hotel entrance. There was a lot of people there, and they stayed there all day. And then security told them, listen, after the show tonight, you guys can do the photos and etc. But today, right now, it's not possible. But it was not possible for them to go and tweet, we saw you when you run away from us, you bastard, whatever. Like at that time, it was not possible. So you kind of are protected from the energy that people are sending to you, because by the time maybe they are disappointed, maybe it was funny, I don't know, but by the time all these people got over whatever they were feeling, at 9 p.m. there was a show. So once we did the show, all these people were at the show yelling and enjoying, and after that we did the photos. So it's completely different. In an era like today, maybe these 500 people would start tweeting, yeah, you don't even want to do a photos with your fan. Who do you think you are? Fuck it. I hate you. I don't like your music anymore. And that's exactly what happened to Doja Cat. Those people, they stay in the rain, which is, I mean, this is dangerous. Like, if you like, you have to love your body more than you love somebody. Like, staying in the rain is dangerous for your health. Like, half of these people are sick right now from, like, we were talking about a flood. And listen, you can love somebody, but there's a point where you have to, you know, limit. But because nobody has limits anymore, and everybody has access to you because they can at you on Twitter, people are starting to send you messages. And she started receiving tons of messages, and her mistake is that she started replying and she started telling people, oh, I didn't see, whatever. And at a point, what you have to start learning to do is to turn off your phone. But the problem of these generations of artists is they are made from the same cloth as their fans. Their fans are online all the time, and the artists themselves are online all the time. And whenever the artist has anything wrong in their life or whatever, like they want to cry, first they want to put Instagram live to show people. Like it's this thing where everything has to be shared, where people from my generation, and listen, I'm a person that shares a lot, but still I know exactly what I don't want to share. I know exactly what I leave at home or I leave in the bedroom. Like once I start my show, listen, unless I have really something that is going on that I have to talk about, all the small stuff, like listen, maybe just before the show I had a bad conversation with a good friend, or with my wife, or my daughter was getting on my nerve because today she was whatever. Once the show starts, all this is out of the universe. Because if not, you start getting conflicts of energies. And in my whole life, like a lot of the things that I went through as an artist and as a celebrity in multiple continents and countries, I learned to disconnect from, listen, the show is canceled. Bummer. What happened? Yeah, there's something, this, or there's heavy rain, and the show will is postponed to tomorrow. So we're staying another day in Mozambique, for example. And maybe there's a lot of fans at the in front of the hotel under the rain or something. I will not know, because in those times, social media was not as advanced. And I was on Twitter in 2007, but most of my fans were not on Twitter. So I would just be like, okay, well, let me order food at the room service and watch a movie. And then the next day is another day and let's do the show. And yeah, you're frustrated as well because you cannot do your show. But if somebody tells me, yo, you have like 100 fans that are outside under the rain, they want to do photos, I would be like, under the heavy rain? I mean, knowing myself, I might go, but I'm not going to go under the rain and do photos with people. Maybe I'll just come down there, see if there's a possibility that people can be in the reception so they don't get under the rain. But you still have to preserve yourself. And maybe I would just come 5-10 minutes, go down there and tell everybody, hey, I really thank you for being there, and maybe I would be, listen, I cannot go under the rain because I need to not be sick tomorrow, but I would take my phone or my camera and do a selfie with everybody, just for everybody to be in pictures. And I say, hey, I'll post this on my Facebook in 10 minutes. And I would be like, oh, listen, don't stay under the rain. It's not good for your health. And we see each other tomorrow for the show. Hey, thank you for coming, blah, 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 blah. But at the same time, I'm not on a level where I would have hundreds of people. I might have 10 people, 15 people. So it's manageable at the small level where we are. When you are on those levels where you're going to sing for stadiums everywhere you go, I mean, back in 2003, 2004, the shows I would do, like in Abidjan, in Gabon, in Congo, it was always huge. It was like 10,000 people. And sometimes, yeah, it's sometimes for your security, people would tell you, hey, you can't go. And so Doja Cat was just, yeah, she just start tweeting, replying to people, and then people start being more and more angry, and she got a meltdown. And she said, I'm quitting music, fuck it, forget it, But but those people, they quit music for 2 hours and then they come back, and listen, they have contracts. So of course, a few hours later, she was back from her thing. But what is interesting to me is the nervous breakdown from these artists when they think they have to engage on social media with people all the time, and they don't protect their mental health. And listen, being famous, it's a lot of work, and it takes a toll on you, on your mental health, on your body. Like doing shows, like sometimes like doing 10 shows in a row, after 3-4 shows, you're tired, you don't sleep enough, like etc. Like you don't eat right. You like, sometimes you really want to rest, but you have to be awake at 8 a.m. because you have to take the next flight to the next city, etc. And then when you arrive to the next city, you have to prepare for the show, etc. And maybe one show, the show starts late because of a technical problem, or maybe the microphone doesn't work, so you're frustrated, fucks up your voice because you had to yell this time because the microphone was not well, and then you sleep later because this show finishes later because you started late, and then the next day you still have to catch a flight at 6 a.m. so maybe you don't even sleep. 4 a.m. you come back at the hotel, you pack your bags, and you're already on your road to the airport, so you're tired, and now you're on another flight, and the flight is only 2 hours. Now you arrive in Miami, you have to check in a new hotel, etc. At a point, your body is sometimes not ready for that. And imagine if you want to visit, imagine if you have a girl that you know, and then you do this night, you do something with her. Listen, this can hurt your body. So, and at the same time, all these people that say they love you, they are super quick to go against you because, yeah, listen, we stay under the rain, and we are entitled to you coming down because the other one there did. Listen, this other guy can do what he wants. That's his problem. That's how he wants to engage. This is a lady. Maybe she has to do her hair. Maybe she has to do this. Maybe listen. Maybe she's tired. Like, and the fans believe sometimes that you belong to them, and you don't. But because you love your fans, and because you are ready to do anything for them, you sometimes forget that you have to also learn to say no, learn to say, oh my God, that's so cute, but I can't. Or maybe just go to your window and wave or something, or maybe go on your live and send a message and be, oh, listen, I have all my fans in Paraguay. I know you're outside, but it's raining. I don't want to get sick, but oh my God, you guys are so cute. Something. But once you start giving, it start not being enough. You see what I mean? And I've always been afraid that when you do something for somebody, then everybody believe that now you owe everybody the same thing. This is a reason why, for example, I don't send birthday videos, because a lot of people will tell you, oh, can you do a video for my girlfriend? Can you do a video for my boyfriend? Oh, it's my birthday, can you do a video for me? And I don't do videos because of that, because I realized that once you do something for one person, it's hard to say no to the next person. So So yeah, you know, I know she's gonna return to the music, and listen, prayers for her. I hope that she's gonna feel better. I remember that one day, I don't know if you remember Trisha, when I was in Canada 10 or 12 years ago. I don't know if you remember when we had that show that was canceled, and you guys were, I think it was in Montreal, and so it was not my fault that the show was canceled, but I was talking to my fans online, saying I'm at the hotel. And once I understood that the show was not going to happen because the promoters were fucking up, actually I was talking with Trisha on Facebook, I was talking with other fans, and what I did is I invited some fans at the bar of my hotel. It was not a lot of people, it was like 8 people, but that, to me, that was the least I could do, because it was, even if it was not my fault, I was still pissed off for the hundreds of people who paid their ticket to go there. So what I did the next day was I posted a video, and I posted an update on my Facebook page, but then after that I posted a video, because that was the only weapon we had at that time. So I posted something on Facebook explaining to everybody what happened, I was at the hotel waiting, and hey, listen, I'm in Montreal, etc., etc. But sometimes you have to do the damage control. But in these days and age, in this day and age, where when things happen, you have tweets coming from everywhere, and people are insulting you, and people are angry at you before even knowing, because this is a generation of people who are entitled. You get to this point where you might just feel completely uncomfortable, or you could play with your mental health like it happened to her, and that's sad to me. But yeah, you know, it is what it is. What year that was? It happens again. How are you going to react this time? You're talking about me going to? No, listen. I'm at that time. What I did was not smart. If this happened today, I would react completely differently, because if I was in a place where I know my fans are, I would not even be walking around today. If I go in somewhere and I have a show in one of those cities, Angola, Mozambique, all this, somewhere in Africa, usually I wouldn't go first. If I was craving Cerelac, I would send the bodyguard to get it. Today, that's what I would do, or I would ask the hotel concierge to find me some. At that time, I was just young and crazy. Preserving the power to choose when you are at work and not. But when you see a fan, it's like you're still working sometimes. Yes. Sometimes, you know, I remember one time I was here at the shopping center not far from my house, Vasco da Gama, and I'm with my wife, and we're going to the movies, and our movie is in 10 minutes, and we still have to buy the popcorns and etc. And there's a family, the mother and 2 or 3 kids and the auntie, and everybody's like, oh, Kaysha. So, you know, my wife steps on the side, and she's like waiting, because she knows that we're gonna go to the movies, but she understands that, you know, me and my fans. So, you know, the girl's like, oh, can I do a photo, please? Can I do a photo? I was like, yeah, of course. You know, just, I'm going to the movies, so let's do it quick. I'll take a picture with the girl, takes the photo. Back in the days, when they take the photo, they took the photo, they're out. And they will see when they develop the photo how it looks. But now, first they take the photo, secondly they want to check the photo to see if they look good, and they're like, oh my god, this is my wrong side, can we take another one? Okay, let's take another one. So we take another one, and then the sister is like, can I take a photo too? I say, yeah, of course. So the sister takes a photo, and of course I say, hey, let's take two, so just in case. So we take 2 photos, and then the auntie tells one of the smaller kid, oh, listen, he's very famous. And the kid says, I don't know him. And the auntie says, go take a photo. And the kid says, I don't want to. And me, I'm like, he doesn't want to. Like, this is not his generation. That's a baby, you know. But the auntie's, no, you have to take a photo. He's famous. Take a photo. And okay, so I take a photo with the kid. The kid doesn't want to take the photo, but listen, take a photo, quick, okay, done. My wife is looking at me like, it's been 5 minutes. Now we have 5 minutes to still go buy our popcorns and stuff and go to the movies. So she's looking at me, she's like, and I'm like, okay, listen, let's go. Now these 2 girls, they start looking at their photos and they're like, oh, I hear them speaking in Portuguese. Oh, minha cara, não gosto da minha cara. Da, 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 da. I don't like my face in that photo. Da, 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 da. Can we take more? Can we take another photo? Can we take the 2 of us together with you? And I'm like, girls, listen, I'm so sorry. I really have to go. My wife is waiting for me and the movie's gonna start. And the mother or the auntie, I don't know, that adult woman that was with them says, of course he's gonna take a photo with you. That's his job. And then she's ready. She's ready, and she's like, and I look at her and I said, I'm not working tonight. And I took my wife and we went to a movie, because now she crossed the limit. And you have to never let people cross the limit. Sometimes people cross the limit in an arrogant way. Sometimes people cross the limit in a non-arrogant way, but they still cross the limit even if it was not something that they were trying to do. Sometimes people just abuse what you do, you know, because you give them the hand, they want the whole body. And you have to, like, for example, when I'm with my kids, I don't take photos. I don't care if you come from Siberia and it's the only time you will see me in your life. When I'm with my kids, I mean, my son is now 19, so it's okay now. But when he was a kid and we would be in Brussels, when I walk with him, I meet fans, I'm like, sorry, I'm with my kids. And when I'm with my daughter now, and somebody wants to take a photo, I'm like, no, I'm sorry. I'm holding my daughter's hand. I don't take photos. And I'm protecting my space. And most people, they understand. And some people, they're angry. And I don't give a fuck, because my daughter is more important than whatever you feel. But some people, because they don't set these limits in their head, and they're scared to lose one fan, they're gonna say yes to everything all the time, and then they end up having fans that become super entitled, and every time there's anything, they're just scared to disappoint. And it's even worse for these artists, these American celebrities, because they're on Twitter all the time themselves. Listen, I'm not on Twitter all the time. I'm not on Instagram all the time. I go there to post, then I'm out. Sometimes I'm gonna go check some stuff, watch a few things, but I'm not gonna spend that much time on those platforms. And if you let people start becoming entitled and believe that they own you, or you are famous because of us, you are this, listen, thank you, and this is why I do shows. And when you pay for the show, you get a great show. But when you see me on the street, I actually don't have to I'm doing it as a courtesy. Usually when I'm on a show and I'm done performing, even if there's 1,000 people wanting to do photos, I'm gonna do all 1,000 photos because I'm working. If I have to start doing the photos at 4 a.m. and it finishes at 6 a.m., there's no problem. Just gonna be there. Hi, how you doing? That set up the security so that the flow of people goes faster and people don't. But some people, they do the photo and then they want to tell you their life. Oh, you know, I want to. Oh, listen, other people are waiting. You have at a point to keep it moving because it's work. Now, if you have only 10 people, it's a smaller club, maybe let's say only 20 people doing photos, then it's different. You can take your time with everybody, but you have to learn, you have to understand that there's a time limit, etc. But when you're in the streets, then listen, if my wife tells me, hey, can you go get me some fruits because I want to do a fruit salad for you or for your daughter, etc., etc. Go at the shop and I'm like in pajamas and I just woke up and I look like shit. And I meet somebody who's like, oh, I love your music, and I do a photo, I will say no, because look how I look. No, I don't care. I care. But those is rules that you have to set to yourself so that you don't end up burning your mental health. And a lot of people, they don't know how to do that. All these people, like the Doja Cats, Megan Thee Stallion, all these people, like what's her name? I forgot her name. There's another one. She always do something crazy, and then after that she come cry on social media and she goes live, and like all these people have mental health issues. They have to really consolidate their mental health and start having rules that they fix to themselves of when to let go and when to not reply. Because you have to remember, like, all these people, you can love them as you want, but especially if you're famous for now. Like, listen, Kelina has been my fan for 20 years. But if I'm Doja Cat and I've been famous for 2 years, all these people are new people. They're strangers. So their opinion and all the things they say on Twitter cannot have the same weight of what your mother would say, what your father would say, what your best friend would say. It's just people on the internet, and you don't even know if... Listen, some people might send you messages and insult you on social media, but maybe a week ago, they didn't care about you. They just discovered your music. They came to a show. You don't know. But you have to have this perspective when you think about all these things. If not, you get eaten by fame. And I know a lot of people, they got eaten by fame, and they burned out from performing, from photos, from trying to please everybody. You cannot please everybody. This is a rule of life for anything, famous or not. You cannot please everybody.